I do these daily check-ins. I do them daily, right around noon. Yeah, that's a nooner, right? But no buts, but yeah, that's what I do. So I catch you guys up on what's going on. It can be some entrepreneur stuff. It can be some hotel related CVB stuff. If it's all about marketing, it's always about branding. Getting your message out about your brand is always important, especially if you're an entrepreneur, if you're owning your own business. You have to let people know what's going on, right? So that's what I kind of do. Kind of throw out some things that I do. Who you are, who you are, what you do, and how you can help. Those are always the questions you should tell people, or those are questions I get asked, right? But I let people know before they even get to that point of asking me. Yeah, let people know what you do, right? So, in fact, that's gonna be one of the things I talk about today. Isn't that funny how that just kind of tied into that? But I talk about a myriad of different topics. I mean, from let's see, from CVBs to hotels, what to expect, how to use them, why you should use a CVB. I talked about that, and all these things are on because this is live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube, right? So those things that I talked about in the past, they're still there. I don't delete them. They're there for everyone to see. It's good information. It's free game. You know what I mean? It's just free information that people can hopefully learn from. And I'm a resource, so I mean they can always reach out and ask questions. Reach out and touch. They can do all those kind of things. I'm just making sure that I am live on LinkedIn and YouTube, which I am. Yes, happy Moon Day. Is it Monday or Monday? I mean, people are like, oh my God, I got to go to work. But hey, tomorrow's Halloween, right? People, we treat Halloween like is it a holiday? We're like, Happy Halloween. Is that a holiday? I don't know, but I I guess I don't know, but it is a time to have fun. To scare kids and take their candy and stuff like that. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean to have fun with the kids and give out candy. Okay, not take candy. I'm just joking. But anyway, let me put my glasses on. But I am live on YouTube, live on LinkedIn, and feel free to make comments. I mean, I welcome engagement. It's all about engagement, right? A lot of people don't want that, but I want engagement. I want people to say, "Hey, what's going on?" And I can put your comments on the screen, right? So you can see them. Everyone can see where they're from, all that kind of stuff, worldwide, right? Because I'm all about being international. Okay, so but as you can see, there's a hotel in the backdrop, right? So every scene that I change, there'll be different hotels today. I did a little different. Normally, it's just one hotel that I'm showing, but today, excuse me, there'll be several hotels today. But what they have all in common, they're all independent. No, there's with the exception of one. I was gonna say they're all independent properties or like boutiquish. They're all boutiquish in their own right, but they are all downtown properties. Okay, so these are all downtown properties. Some of them you may have heard of, some of them you may not have heard of, like the Ace Hotel. So I'm gonna have an Ace Hotel and an AC Hotel. Okay, so don't get them mixed up. Okay, so some people will say, well, hey, you forgot the E. No, there's an AC Hotel and an Ace Hotel. They both happen to be downtown properties, but one is AC by Marriott and one is Ace, and that's Ace Atelier, which is an independent company, okay, out of New York. Okay, just FYI, just kind of information for you, just in case you see that and you think I made a mistake or I left an E off or something like that. So I just gotta let people know. But anyway, so the topic for today, I always have a topic. I do these every day, Monday through Friday, with the exception of Tuesday. I have a show called On Air with Russell of Hotels, which is a live hospitality talk show, just like this, but this is a daily check-in, right? So this daily check-in goes literally about 15 to 20 minutes. Maybe every now and then I stretch it to 30 minutes. But the show On Air with Russell of Hotels, which I think I've done tomorrow will be 226 shows. That's only on Tuesday, 1 o'clock PST. It's a little bit more, and we talk a little bit, about other, trends that are going on in the industry. I'll invite people on to come on and talk about their brand or their story, how they got started in this thing that we love called this hospitality industry. So anyway, you guys make your comments, feel free. And I'm going to talk about the who, what, and how. You're like, what is the who, what, and how? Who you are, what you do, and how you can help people. Okay. That's when I do these things. You know how people say, oh, you got to get your elevator pitch together, whatever. Well, I do. I narrow that down to the who, what, and how. Okay, so who you are, I'm Russell Edmond, Russell Hotels. What you do, I do hotel site selection as well as content creating for hotels and destinations or CVBs, DMOs. And how can I help? Well, as far as hotel site selection, I can help companies and organizations with finding that right hotel for their meeting, their convention, their conference, their retreat, whatever it may be. As long as it's 10 rooms or more, I can assist them. So I can take that off their desk. Like say if they're a meeting planner that works for a company and they have the content of the meeting that they need to worry about, and they don't need to worry about finding this location. Although, yeah, it's going to be up to them to decide where they want to stay. But as far as doing the legwork, contract negotiation, pricing, making sure all the rooms and the RFP is done and all that stuff, I do all that stuff. So that's something I can take off their desk. So it makes things a lot simpler for them. They can concentrate on the ins and outs of whatever their daily job is, as well as the specifics of that meeting. I don't have to do all that. I just basically help you with the site selection only. So that's just an example of the who, what, and how. So, but I have like 9 steps to this, right? So this takes a little further than just saying, who I am, what I do, and how I can help. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's great. But what about what's the meat of it? Okay, it has to be some meat somewhere, right? You can't just throw it out there and say the who, what, and how, right? Well, who, okay, what, they need the what, and sometimes they need the how. So I'm gonna go into a little detail. It'll be like 9 steps, right? So let me just get ready, and they're not gonna take that long, right? So just be patient, relax, okay? But before I get started on that, effective communication is the key to your business as a hotel site selection specialist and content creator, which I am, right? Letting people know who you are, what you do, and how you can assist them is fundamental to attracting clients and building successful relationships. Here are some ways to communicate these essential points. So I want to make sure I communicate those, because other people may have their own businesses, and it doesn't have to be in hospitality. Okay, it can be totally different. I don't try to, but today is one of those things that doesn't have to be. It's not just about hospitality. You can use these methods and apply them to wherever, right? Whatever business you have, you can apply that. Okay, apply that to that. So there you go. But normally I'm just all about hospitality, right? That's it. Get on board or not, what I mean? So, but anyway, but ask questions on the way if your comments or whatever. So number 1 is maintain a website. I mean, you think that's the easiest thing to do, right? But some people don't maintain their website. They may have it, but they don't maintain it, meaning you got to go in and manage it, right? Like change pictures, change photos, videos, things like that, change verbiage if you need to. Maintain a professional website that clearly presents your services, expertise, and portfolio. Include a compelling about me section. Okay, make sure this is me kind of thing. That introduces yourself and your qualifications, so people know. You got to be credible, right? That's one thing. People will not buy off if you're not credible, right? If they don't see you enough, they don't see you talking about things that may be relevant to them, they want to make sure that you are credible. And a lot of times we can get that. They get that credibility from a website, so people will look for that first, right? Website could be totally bogus. It could just be some BS up there, but people want to see that, right? So just make sure that we maintain a website. Number 2, engaging content. You always want to make sure your content is engaging. Regularly create and share content that showcases your knowledge and skill in hotel site selection and content creation. That's all for me, right? So I did this for me, right? So I'm taking it personal, right? But if it's you and you have your own business, whatever that is, you take that same stuff and apply it to you and your business, okay? And let's see, what did I say? Kind of your hotel site selection and content creation business. Blog posts, videos, case studies, and white papers can be effective tools for educating your audience. You always want to make sure you put out information to effectively communicate and educate your audience, because they don't know, right? They don't know exactly everything that you do. So, and sometimes they're never going to know, right? So that's why I post, often. That's why I'm a big proponent of social media, because that's a way, it's a space, a platform for me to ongoing, on the fly. I can change things when I need to, but my job is to educate people on what I do. If people don't know, then I'm never going to get business, right? And no one's ever going to need help. But The more people know, the more I educate them on what I do, the more likely they are to say, "Oh, Russell does that. At Russell of Hotels, let's give him a call. Let's reach out to him. He always does these daily check-ins and his show on air with Russell of Hotels. I check him out all the time. He's interesting. Okay, so let's utilize him. Let's ask him some questions. He's a resource too. So there you go. The next one, number 3, is social media. Hello, did I just say that? Utilize social media platforms to engage with your audience. Share informative posts, industry news, and insights that demonstrate your expertise. Interact with comments and messages promptly. Like, so if someone leaves you a message, if they slide into your DMs or they leave you a message or email, make sure you reach out to them promptly. Don't wait, until you figure it out. What do they want? No, you have to make sure you're checking your messages and your DMs and all that stuff on a constant basis, because people want to hear from you, right? And the longer it takes for you to get back to them, they're going to like, oh, he's flaky. Oh, he's not what he say he is. All this kind of stuff. Okay, so just make sure keeping up on the trends and what's going on. Just like, did you guys know that the strike, the LA, the employee strike, the hotel employee strike is still going on. Hotel workers strike is still going on. It's been going on since the July 4th weekend. Okay, so before July 4th, 4th of July, it has been going on. It's been going on for that long, right? And it's still going on. So I understand a couple of hotels have signed agreements with the union, but there's still many more that have not. So I want to say in LA County alone, there's like 60 hotels. So I think 2 or 3 have signed. So there's well over 50 hotels that still have not signed their agreement. So they're still on strike, right? So yeah, I mean, those are things that are going on that people don't know. It may or it may not affect your stay. I mean, I know some groups that have checked in, it has affected their stay because they didn't have enough people to clean their rooms. Or, maybe the rooms weren't as clean as tidy as they should have been, right? Or maybe some of them were overlooked because the new people didn't know. So there's a lot of things that can go on. So yeah, they're still on strike. The hotels are trying to do what they can to mitigate all the issues and things like that. But the strike is still going on, just in case you just wanted to know. So social media. So yeah, so just make sure you utilize the platforms, in which I do. So I use multiple platforms. I don't use the same platforms to put my message out, right? Because you never want to get canceled, okay? Meaning you don't want one social media platform to say, okay, enough of your crappy content. We're not going to put it out anymore, or we're going to suspend you, which that's happened to me before, okay? And if you guys listen to me enough, you know that that's happened to me before because I shared it before. So my thing now is don't put everything on one platform. Use multiple platforms. I'm not saying use all 5 or 6 of them. I'm saying use at least 2. Okay, so when I say 5 or 6, I mean I use YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. That's 5, right? Did I miss one? Instagram. That's 6. Okay, so there's 6 that I post on. I don't post consistently on all of those, but I do use 2 or 3 all the time, right? So I just want to make sure that the message is getting out there and I'm not getting canceled, because if you get canceled, that can be detrimental to your business, right? Especially if you put all your eggs in one basket. That's one reason why I don't. Okay, but I'm a big proponent of social media. This is social media right here. I'm on LinkedIn. Hey, I'm live on LinkedIn. But you want to make sure that the content, you can do one form of content, meaning I can do this video one time and then post it on the other 4 platforms if I wanted to. The 4 that or the 5 that I just mentioned. Okay, so I can do that if I want to. In fact, I will, just because it's imperative that I do this. Okay, that people continue to see what I do, or to see me and know what I do, because I never know. Timing's everything, right? You never know when people are going to need you. All right, but you have to be out there. They have to know who you are, what you do, and how you can help. Boom. It's as simple as that, right? I think it is. But anyway, number 4. And as you can see, the hotels have changed in the background, right? So this is the Conrad Hotel, Conrad by Hilton, downtown Los Angeles. One of the newer properties downtown. Very nice, right across from across from the music center? Is it the music center that is across? The Disney concert halls, right across from the Disney concert hall. Number 4 is networking. Attend industry events conferences, and trade shows to meet potential clients and industry professionals. Effective networking can help you establish your presence and build connections. That's what it's all about, building your connections with your hotel people, your CVBs. If you're dealing with transportation with your meetings, like which I do, transportation companies, like limousine companies, black car service companies, all those kind of things. Even restaurants, even like restaurants that have nothing to do with maybe certain hotels, maybe vegan or non-meat eats restaurants, right? I may have a group of vegans that they don't want to eat in a hotel. They want all their meal functions to be at a vegan restaurant in the area. Well, that's my job to find that information. So it's good that you get out, that you familiarize yourself with different destinations, different cities, different hotels, different restaurants within those destinations, because you never know where you're going to be needed. I never know where my clients want to go, right? So like next week, I'm going to, I'm attending, what am I attending next week? Next week, what am I attending? I'm gonna flip my calendar over, maybe because what is it called? Small and boutique meetings in Tucson. Okay, I'm sorry, I had to look at my calendar, but it didn't say that, right? So I'm attending that conference, and that's about networking. It's about getting familiar with hotels that maybe I was not familiar with before, or the context, meaning the people, the sales managers, people from the CVB, people from the hotels that represent these small meetings and boutique hotels. That's going to be great because this is my first time actually going to that one. And a lot of my groups are not the big, it can be, I need, 600 rooms on peak and 300 rooms on peak. Some of them I have done those, but my sweet spot is like between 50 to 200 rooms on peak for the most part, right? Smaller programs. In fact, the most recent ones have been, 50 to 100. You know what I mean? So it just depends on what's going on, right? Depends on what meetings they need or what they have or whatever, which is fine. It doesn't matter to me. So it's important that I go, regardless. These are big hotels, small hotels. I specifically sought after this particular program because I hadn't been to it before. It's on the West Coast, and there's some people that I haven't met before, and there's hotels I haven't been to before. So new relationships, it's all about the networking, okay? So networking is muy importante. That means very important. Okay? So it's all about building those connections. What number is that? Number 5. We're almost done. That's email marketing. Develop an email marketing strategy to keep your contacts informed about your services and recent accomplishments. Personalized email campaigns can be a powerful way to nurture leads. Yes, if you have the email addresses, that's what you do. You get as many cards as you can. Make sure you stack those cards up. Well, actually, I put them into a system. So when I meet new people, I have a CRM system, which is Salesforce, and I just like a Delphi that a hotel would have, or CI or whatever some of these hotels have, or the CVBs have. It's a database for the most part, right? So just whatever database you have, I put all that information in my database. So I have that, whenever I meet someone, put them in a database. At the end of my day, at the end of the show, put them in a database where I met them, information about them or the hotel, whatever, or CVB, and I keep that on file. And that creates an email, list for me. So I can send out whatever messaging I need to do. I mean, yeah, even at a small business, you do that stuff because you want people to know exactly what you're doing or who you are, what you do, and how you can help, right? And you have to reiterate that fact over and over again, because just because you meet somebody one time doesn't mean they're going to remember who the heck you are and what you do. Okay, they may, I recognize your face. Have we met before? I get that all the time. Have we met before? I say, no, I don't think so. Well, okay, you meet me now. Okay, so yeah, so people don't remember everything about you. Okay, so that's why if you see how often I post, how often I do lives, these dailies that show On Air with Russell of Hotels, just posting this day, that day, yesterday, last week, I do it frequently because I'm not doing it for the people that already know who I am or what I do, or how I can help. I'm doing it for the people that don't know who I am, what I do, and how I can help, right? So that's the mindset you got to have. So if that means you got to do 6 things every day, well, damn it, do it every day. That's what that means, right? So email marketing is a great way to get people out. But just make sure you collect those email addresses, right? Don't throw away cards until you get the information that you need. Client testimonials. Encourage satisfied clients to provide testimonials that highlight your strengths and values you brought to their projects. Yeah, so whatever that is, if that's, I only do hotel site selection. If that's helping them, make sure they write a letter specifically. Oh, Russell helps me with my hotel site selection. I don't have time. I'm bogged down with planning, do the content of the meeting, so I don't have time to go out and do hotel site selection, or create RFPs and send it to all these different hotels and get responses back, and the pricing and the plotting out the meeting space and all that. They don't have time to do that. Maybe they don't have time. That's where I come in and assist, right? So if you can get client testimonials that specifically detail what you help them with, that goes a long way. Number 7, pitch your unique selling proposition, or USP. USP stands for unique selling proposition. Clearly define your USP. What sets you apart from your competitors? What makes Russell Hotel so great, right? Well, I just told you the things that I did, right? Let's see. I'm sorry, where am I? What sets you apart from your competitors, and include it in your marketing materials. Yeah, let people know what you do and what's different about you. I mean, do you go? Are you on site? I mean, whatever you do specific, let people know specifically what you do that's different than everyone else, if that conversation comes up. Because I never try to really compare myself to anybody else, to what I do versus what someone else does, unless it's asked, unless it's put out there. Like, okay, I have so-and-so from XYZ company here. Why should I go with you? Okay, well, then you got to come up with something then, right? Okay, well, that's a good question. So whatever that is, and it can change, right? It can change, and it does not have to be set in stone, but you have to do something or show something that differentiates you from your competition. I'm here to help you manage your meeting as well. If that's part of your services, that's fine. If your services are free versus someone else, well, that's fine too. So those are things that can separate you from your competition, right? So sometimes you got to be a little bit creative about this stuff too. So there you go. But that was number 7. That was what was that? Your unique selling proposition. So think about that. That's something to think about. Then apply it. Move this because I can barely see this. Number 8, consultations and webinars. So I'm kind of on the fence on this one. Offer free consultations. You see why, right? Offer free consultations or webinars that provide insights to your expertise. These can help you educate potential clients and demonstrate your capabilities. Yes, it can do all that, but there's a fine line. For me, it's a fine line between consultation and conversation. Okay, because a lot of people want to have a conversation, and some of these conversations go too long, which goes into that consultation category. Okay, so it's good when you're first starting to give out information, right? To let people know what you do. Don't give out too much information though, because if you start educating them too much, then they don't need you. So I can do that, and I can save money, or I can get that commission. I mean, I've had that happen, right? So give just a little bit of information, and then go from there. Okay, how you do that is up to you, but giving up too much information and too much information it can be detrimental to your business, especially if you're a consultant and part of what you do is based on they want what's in here. So just remember that if you're a consultant, what do they want? They want what's in there, right? You've amassed all this expertise, all this experience, all this knowledge of this industry, right, over the years. It didn't just happen overnight. You amassed it over this is years and years of learning things, right? Well, that's what a lot of people want, right? They want that free information that you're giving them. So there's a fine line. Just remember that there's a fine line between consultation and conversation. That's what I'm saying. And number 9, collaborate with CVBs and hotels. Let's see, where are we? Collaborate with Convention and Visitors Bureau, CVBs, and hotels that showcase your content on their platforms. this can expand your reach to a broader audience. Yeah, CVBs can help you. Hotels can, yeah, be on their platform if they allow you to do that. That would be good. Let me read that again. Collaborate with Convention Visitors Bureau and hotels to showcase your content on their platforms. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah. So if they, say you copy them or you, what do you call it? Yeah, and they reposted something. Say you posted something, you tagged them on it, and they reposted it. Yeah, if that's something they would do, that would be great, right? Because it goes to whoever follows them as well, right? So this is good information, right? So there you go. I'm looking for somebody to do that. Yeah, please do that. Remember, the consistency in your messaging and branding is essential. Your goal is to convey a clear and compelling message about who you are, the unique value you bring to your clients. By consistently reinforcing this message across all of your communication channels, that means multiple platforms, right? Not just one, you'll establish a strong and memorable presence in the hospitality industry. Boom. Okay, so that's what you want. So when people, see all the stuff that I post and all the times I go live, I get people tell me, man, I get the notification. Every time you go live, I get a notification. I said, well, do you listen to it? Well, sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't have time, right? Okay, that's fine. But they know that I'm going live on a daily basis, right? So then once again, all this, this social media, I mean, it's a commitment to do the social media thing, right? It is a 100% commitment. It's like a job, right? But it's all about marketing, right? It's all about marketing and branding your brand, letting people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. Okay. Now, if I can just have one conversation, I wouldn't have to do all this, so and everybody would know. I wouldn't have to do all this social media. But that's not reality, and we know that's not reality. If you have your own business, if it's not your own business, if it's your hotel, if it's you represent a CVB or DMO or a transportation company, you're only as good as that last person that knows what you do, right? What about the masses that are out there? So how would you reach those people? Well, how do I reach my strategy? How do I reach them? I utilize social media, right? I don't use one platform. I may use, like I said, I gave the example long ago, this video, right? This is content that I just created, right? For Russell of Hotels brand or the brand of Russell of Hotels. So I'll take this same content and put this out to multiple people or multiple platforms. The same content, multiple platforms. One piece of content, I'll put it on 6 different platforms. Even on TikTok, I'll split it up or splice it up and I'll throw it on there as well, right? So, up to 3 minutes. I think you can do up to, 3 minutes in TikTok or something like that. So you can do that, right? So you can be as creative as you want to be, but it's, to me, it's not giving information out. It's not about the people that follow me or already know what I do. It's about the people that don't know anything about me. So in order for me to reach those people, this is an ongoing thing. Because guess what? You're never going to reach everybody. All right. But that's my goal, to send it to as many people that don't know me. They don't know who I am, what I do, or how I can help. And that's what you want. In the perfect world, this ain't the perfect world though, right? Marketing's never perfect. Business doesn't always work the way you want it to. Okay. It just doesn't. But you always want people, once again, to know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them, right? So there you go. That's it. In closing, this is the Conrad downtown LA. As you can see, the Disney Music Hall is right there in back, right? So that's lobby level, right? So the lobby, I want to say, I don't know if it's on the 3rd floor, 4th floor, something like that. So none of these new hotels have lobbies on the 1st floor, like the old hotels, right? They're all on like the 30th floor, the 50th floor, that kind of stuff. So, but you got great views of the Disney Concert Hall from the lobby. Have a drink, look at the Disney Concert Hall, that kind of thing at the Conrad, downtown LA. So I'm all about hotel site selection and creating content for hotels and DMOs and CVBs, right? Destination. That's it. That's what I do. That's it. And I'm all about non-meat eats, right? I don't eat meat, and every now and then I'll throw some things out there about, the food that I've tried, that I've eaten. I have a vegan diet. I don't eat any meat, anything like that. So I call it hashtag non-meat eats. So those are 3 things that you'll always see me talk about. Either it's going to be a hotel, it's going to be a destination, what's going to be non-meetings. That's it. I'm done. So anyway, you guys have a great day. And once again, I'll do this again tomorrow. On Air with Russell of Hotels comes on live, same platform, same channel, meaning live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube tomorrow at 1 o'clock PST. Okay, so check it out. And I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to talk about something. So anyway, you guys have a great day. Thank you again for joining, and let people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. As always, you guys